Lagrange's inverse interpolation method. Number C, numerical integration. That also included in midterm as far as I know that. Numerical integration. Numerical integration, there are 3 rules. What are these? Number 1, trapezoidal rule. Number 2, Simpson's 1/3 rule. Number 3, Simpson's 3/8 rule. Can you imagine how many chapters included in final exam? Then it will be included in first term also. So I don't know what I do now. You can share with your opinions. We include more chapters in midterm or not, or only these 3 chapters. Sorry, only there is not chapters. Only one thing is Newton. I write it. Newton, Gregory, forward and backward interpolation methods. So only one thing is described, because forward difference table and backward difference table included in these 2 parts. It's separately no chapters actually. Forward difference and that is finite difference also included in Newton-Gregory method basically. So if I think if we include I don't know what I do now. Only students suffer in that time. Teacher says the mid of the semester, only students suffer. Okay, it's better for me if I discuss with the chairman of our department and what he decides. Then I just follow his decision. And now you say what I do now. It's better for you, not of Mahim. And you can feel free with me. I think a little bit you know about me from the other students or seniors. That's why you are very worried about that. But I am saying that please feel free with me, then I can help you. আসতে বাবা ক্লাস করছি ক্লাসকে বলো কথা জোরে হয়ে যাচ্ছে any opinions or any suggestions
ma'am sir has told us that midterm syllabus will be covered by Newton-Raphson's method sorry ma'am Newton interpolation forward and backward, and sir didn't tell us that there will be so much topics in the final that you are showing us right now.
Exactly that. And that's a feeling, please you just share the course outline with me, then how he decorates the course outline as he follows or not. Just I see it and I just forward
Ma'am,
it to...
sir didn't upload. Ma'am, sir didn't upload in our Google Classroom the course outline.
Can you download it? Not now, yet not now.
Ma'am, sir didn't upload.
After the class, or you can share with my email address.
Sir didn't upload the lab, ma'am.
Ma'am, sir didn't upload. How can we upload?
But someone
how
says that someone says that sir given the course outline. That's why I am telling that.
Sir discussed about it, ma'am, and the very first of the class. He didn't upload it.
Ma'am, he was sharing our course outline, but he didn't upload it.
Okay, I got the point. I got it. But as far as very beginning of the semester, first or second classes, every teacher should distribute the course outline. Where first term exam date, that means probable date, midterm exam date will give in there, and how many contents for every exam that is specifically described, and whatever the assignment, who is test, class test, all informations are given there, who is books is referred to the students, and consultation hours also given there. A lot of information is basically given on the course outline. That's why very beginning, as you are the senior student, you know that, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But sir has discussed all about that, but didn't upload the course outline. Maybe he forgot.
It can be. Now what I do for you, I need your suggestions, your opinions. You say what I do now, because question should be submitted in the department, and the department decided. And they know that who is contents, that means which chapters included in midterm, and there is a
Questions
moderation
for
committee.
midterm, ma'am.
Yes, and there is a
No, sir
moderation
has said that
committee.
sir will say make the question.
Okay, one
Yes,
minute,
ma'am.
please. 1 minute, please. And sir submitted, if sir makes the question, sir, obviously sir submitted the question on the department, and the department should give the feedback. Their question is standard or not, and whatever the other chapters, a lot of question raised in the department. And there is a moderation committee, that is question moderation committee. They see the question. So I'm telling you, I just discuss with your with our chairman, departmental chairman, and what he decide or moderation committee decides. After that, I am sure, I can sure in that time, should we include more chapters or only these chapters? I just take the exam. So now what I do?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
sir
we,
didn't complete all the chapters.
ma'am, we have covered Lagrange interpolation also.
Okay. Is it completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, midterm is a combined question or personally?
No
question?
combined question, individual question, no combined. Because it's very tough to take the class exam in online platform. You know that there are a lot of situations came now. That's why individual question, that is better. Individually teachers make the question, but we have to submit it in our department, and department gives the feedback if there are any lackings on the questions, to make it standard. They give the feedback, and accordingly their suggestions and feedbacks, we just uh, reduce the question or sometimes include, and then moderation committee see that the question is standard or not. I think you understood me. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't feel very worried, because I make the question. That means just I talk with Amran sir, either he makes the question or not. Then just I follow your suggestions, your opinions, which one is better for you. But obviously make the question in the standard form. And now you say that another chapter is completed. So then I am requesting our departmental chair. He just talked with Amman sir how many chapters completed, and whatever the question pattern, as he can share with me. So I think number B, that is also included. C problems also included in midterm syllabus. And finally, basically there are these three chapters most important. Then just we take the exam in entire syllabus. That is, we just deduct some chapters in that time from the first term or midterm. And the rest of the topics, if I include in final exam, I think it's very burden to you. As I
Now
feel
what
it,
we can do?
so I am thinking also.
I don't see any other options without deducting the chapters, ma'am. It will be so much huge to include it in the final.
So you know that finally 35% marks. If I reduce the chapters, it is better for you to perform the good result in the exam. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So wait a moment. I talked with the departmental chair, and hopefully in next class I will inform you what I do and what the department decides. So now you say what things I discussed today. Should I review the new things, or should I discuss the new things, or I just review the previous lecture?
No, we should review the previous lecture.
Yes, ma'am. Review the previous lecture.
We do that is Newton Gregory, forward, backward, and Lagrange's interpolation. Or the difference table, which one?
Ma'am, forward, backward.
Forward, backward. Okay, good. So little bit I describe it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I am requesting again, please, you just free with me, then I can teach you in easily, and in that time I am also happy. You can understand me in that time. If you hesitate, so it is very tough to me to teach you. So one thing. I'm muted and I'm talking many things and you can't hear me. Sorry for that. I'm telling you, just to, in midterm
Ma'am, can't hear you
syllabus.
properly.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
in interpolation, basically we apply three methods. One is Newton Gregory. Already you have known that. Number two, Lagrange's. And number 3, Lagrange's inverse. Basically, these 3 methods is applicable to solve the problem in interpolation.
Ma'am, your
All of
voice
you-
not clear.
Not clear? What about other students?
Yes, ma'am.
No,
Here
ma'am, not clear.
properly.
Clear, ma'am.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 1 or 2 students maybe cannot hear me. That's the network issues. Okay, I'm telling that for interpolation, basically these 3 methods are applicable. But I'm asking you, when we can apply these 3 methods? Can anyone tell me? On the basis of which condition we can apply these 3 methods? So I give a spacing between numbers. Okay, good. Then any more answers? So I just give a chart. Little bit. This is interpolation. Inter means interpolation. Okay, you can't see the board properly, I think. Now it's okay. So this
Yes,
time
ma'am.
I give that 3 parts. First one, equal interval and find y. Y or effects. This is for first one, and we apply Newton-Gregory method. Number 2, unequal interval find y or f of x and we apply Lagrange's interpolation method. And number 3, interval can equal or unequal. That means I can write equal or unequal interval. Sorry. Find x. And we apply Lagrange's inverse interpolation method. So now we can say what is the equal interval and what is the unequal interval. Equal interval basically depends on the values of arguments. That means values of x. If the difference between the arguments is always same. I give an example. Just to use the tabulated value here. If the value of x is given like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are the difference between the arguments? And if I denote it, that is x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. There are 6 data here. So x1 minus x0, x2 minus x1, x3 minus x2, x4 minus x3, x5 minus x2. If their difference between the arguments are always same, say the constant, that tells you that this tabulated value is with equal interval. Got the point, all of you?
Ma'am,
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
please repeat it?
If the difference between the, I say also sub-intervals, these are the sub-intervals, these are the arguments. X value generally in interpolation chapter, the values, all values of x generally we say the arguments. If the difference between the successive arguments are always same, then we say that this is equal interval. So one student raised that issue, that's equal spacing. Equal spacing. So what about the unequal? So if I write, the arguments are like 1, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 8. You see that. So if I denote x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. What are the difference between these arguments? x1 minus x0, this is 2. x2 minus x1, 1. That means this is the unequal spacing, unequal interval. Got the point, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these three formulas, this three method basically depends on the equal and unequal spacing. If the interval is equal and we have to find out the value of y, then we have to use Newton-Gregory either forward or backward. Secondly, if the interval is unequal and we have to find out the value of y, we have to use Lagrange's interpolation method. And what about for Lagrange's inverse? Inverse, its condition only value of x. If the requirement of the question is x, whatever interval is equal or unequal, that does not matter. Just we see that what is the requirement of the question. If we have to find out the value of x, obviously we apply Lagrange's inverse interpolation method. Any questions or any difficulties here?
No, ma'am.
What about other students?
No, ma'am.
So it's 49 students present group. It's a good number of students. I'm very happy to see the participant list. I think all of you are very sincere, I think. Okay, so particularly I give the example for Newton-Gregory. I write the question here for your better understanding. Given a table is the values of x are 1, 2, 3, 4, and the value of y corresponding values of x, this is 3, 9, 12, 16. Find y when x equals 1.5, and also find y when x equals 3.5. This is for Newton-Gregory. This example for Newton-Gregory. So I write the question here with a very short form. The stability value is given, x and y are given. Find y when x equals 1.5 and also find y when x equals 3.5. There are two parts of this question. Everyone writes the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You see that no method is mentioned here. Which method is applicable, that is not mentioned on the question. So how could I identify that which method, which formula we apply to solve the question? So according to the condition, you see that first let's search the interval. If interval is equal or unequal. You see that the interval is equal or unequal.
Equal, ma'am.
And equal.
Equal. Okay, I write it equal interval. Then what is the requirement of the question for both parts?
And y.
In
Ma'am,
both
find
parts, y. Find y. First condition equal interval. Second condition find y. So which method we can apply now on the basis of these two questions?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
first
Newton.
one. Newton.
That means Newton-Gregory. Yes.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
On the basis of these two questions, we can apply the Newton-Gregory method. Now you say Newton-Gregory has two parts, forward and backward. Yes. Newton-Gregory has two parts. One for forward, number two for backward. So question number A. Find y when x equals 1.5. I'm out of the electricity and my mobile in the, oh, sorry, someone in the chat. Find y when x equals 1.5. So for first part, which method is applicable, forward or backward?
Forward.
How can we identify? We have to apply forward method.
Ma'am, when
You see the value of x, 1.5. So in the value of x, first we find out the midpoint of the argument. Midpoint of the argument, what is that? 2.5? 2.5 is the midpoint, yes? Among the arguments?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if x values is given before the midpoint, we apply Newton-Gregori forward interpolation method. 1.5 lies between the before the midpoint, is it?
yes, ma'am.
This value, that means this value is given for as x 1.5. 1.5 lies before the midpoint. So we apply the Newton-Gregori forward interpolation method. And in second part, you see that x equals 3.5. 3.5 lies after the midpoint. After the midpoint. That's why we apply Newton's backward interpolation method. Is it okay for all students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left.
ma'am.
So we just rejoin in the next session. 49 students present now. So after the next session, I will take the attendance. So I think that part is okay. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions
ma'am.
about the Newton-Gregori forward or backward method? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
So can I wrap this part? Only the example question.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I hear you.
Ma'am, if our argument situated in
Please
exactly
repeat the-
middle, then what?
Exactly
what
middle.
method
Okay,
we
good
are
question. Good question. Exactly middle. That is.
Ma'am, if our
I think I got your question. If x value is given like 2.5, yes, then which method
Yes,
is
ma'am.
applicable? So we use the central difference method, but this method we did not discuss in this course. In that time, you can apply either forward or backward. You get the answer, no problem. If the argument is given is exactly the mid center, exactly the midpoint, so you can apply forward or backward. It's totally up to you. You get the same answer.
okay, ma'am, I got your point. Thank you.
Okay. So next part for unequal interval, I give another example. This is for unequal. Like question given values of x equals 2, 5, 6, 8. And the corresponding values of y. This is 4.4, 4.7, 5, and 5.6. Find y. Only find y when x equals 7. So we search the difference between the arguments. Is it equal or unequal? 5 minus 2, 3. 6 minus 5, 1.
Unequal, ma'am.
Unequal, ma'am.
So I write it, this unequal interval. And what is the requirement of the question? Y or x?
Y.
Y. So on the basis of this condition, we can apply Lagrange's interpolation method. Okay? Is it okay, all of you?
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, when we apply Lagrange's inverse interpolation. So for Lagrange's inverse interpolation, I give the two examples. For this part, I give two examples. Number one, you see that given x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, value of y 5, 8, 9, 10, 12. Just to wait for a moment for the other students to join in the class.
Ma'am, muted.
Ma'am, your microphone is mute.
Sorry, maximum time I mistake that. Thank you. You can remember me. So there are two examples I give here for the last part, that is Lagrange's inverse interpolation. Let's see the first question. First question, this is equal interval and we have to find out x. The second question for unequal interval and we have to find out x. That's why I'm telling no need to check the equal or unequal interval. Just only one condition for Lagrange's inverse interpolation. We have to find out the value of x. Nothing to check here. Only you see that what is the requirement. If the requirement is x, so directly we can apply Lagrange's inverse interpolation. Got the point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now if you have any questions about these methods, you can ask me and I try to answer that. No questions?
Ma'am, after this, no question.
Okay. Should I move to the question part? As you can solve, we have not more time. Solve the question. So Lagrange's interpolation method is completed. But Lagrange's inverse also very simple question. Should I discuss it or not?
Ma'am, you can discuss.
Whatever others' opinions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It will be better.
So Lagrange's inverse is very simple. It depends on totally Lagrange's interpolation method. So if you know the Lagrange's interpolation method, easily you can find out the inverse method also. So I'll just take the attendance firstly. So when you respond me, please on your camera, as I can see you. CLAWS. পরে বলি বাবা এখানে নিয়ে আসো আচ্ছা প্লিজ রেসপন্স বি সিরিয়াল নাম্বার 1 শাহ আলম রাব্বি
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Serial 2 Afsana Akhtar.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you Afsana. Alok Acharji. Alok, is he present? No. Mehdi Hassan.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably I talked with you at night, yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Redwan Ahmed Robin. Redwan Ahmed. Not present. Rezaul Islam.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Can't see you. Arifur Rahman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Arif. Next, Al Afif.
Yes, ma'am.
Can't see you. Please on your camera, Afif.
Can you see me, ma'am?
Yes, I can see you now. Thank you, Afif. Zanisar Hussain.
Yes, ma'am.
Your name of your pronunciation is okay?
Janisar Hussain.
Janisar Hussain. Okay, thank you. Binoy Krishna Mojumdar. Binoy Krishna Mojumdar is present. Okay, thank you. Abul Bashar.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Abul Bashar. Shakil Ahmed.
Yes, ma'am.
Shakil, on your camera.
Yes, ma'am.
It's opposite to light, that's why it's very dark to see. Okay. Ashikur Rahman. Ashikur Rahman.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ashik. Shahmina Nasreen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Shahmina. Masud Rana,
Present, ma'am.
on your video, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Masud. Imran Babu,
Present, ma'am.
okay, Imran. This seem to be you very familiar to me. Imran, do you know me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you?
First semester,
As far as I see you. Sumia Parveen,
Present, ma'am.
Marjia Rahman,
Ma'am, Sumaya Parveen is present, ma'am.
Sumaya. It's written also Sumia. Okay, Sumaya Parveen. Okay, give your attendance. I have heard you and seen you. Thank you. Marjia Rahman.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Marjia. Kamruzzaman. Kamruzzaman. Not present. Israt Jerin.
Present, please, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Israt.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, I am Kamruzzaman, ma'am. I am present. Ma'am.
One student joined now. I don't know who is that person. Okay, Al Rafi. Al Rafi is present.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Mahmoud Al Rafi. Okay, thank you, Rafi. Mahmoud Ahad Abedin. Present. Faria Hussain. Faria is present. No. Fatima Johra.
Yes, ma'am. Fatima.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. Abdullah Al Nakib. Abdullah Al Nakib. Present. Ronnie Roy.
Yes, ma'am.
Jaman Parvez.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Present. Jaman Parvez.
Yes, Jaman
Present.
Parvez. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jaman
Okay.
Parvez.
Welcome.
Kaji Mustafa Rafiq.
Yes, ma'am.
On your camera, please.
Ma'am,
Mustafa
camera
Rafiq.
is on.
Okay, now I can see you. Thank you. Kaji Tanjida Rahman Tisha. Tisha is present. Tisha not present. Amran Hussain.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Amran. Mehdi Hassan.
Yes, ma'am.
Ridoy Ahmed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Ridoy. Sheikh Sakib. Sheikh Sakib. Tarek Aziz Bakti.
Present, ma'am.
Thank you. Lutful Karim.
Present, ma'am.
See you. Okay. Israt Jahan.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Israt. Lokman Hussain.
Yes, ma'am.
Motiur.
Yes, ma'am.
Mahfuzur Rahman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mahfuzur can't see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now it's okay. Thank you, Mahfuzur. Anwar Shah.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Mahmudul Hassan Shojid. Not present. Absent. Atul Sakib Salehim. I don't know his pronunciation is okay or not. Or
Yes, ma'am.
Ataul.
Atul, ma'am. Atul Sakib Salehi.
Atul. Oh, okay. Thank you. Mehdi Hassan Naim.
Yes, ma'am.
Subarna Yasmin.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Subarna. Redwanul Islam Abir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Anika Sharmila.
Yes, ma'am.
Mashuk Ilahi.
Yes, ma'am.
Imdi Alamin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see you. Rubaid Ahmed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rubaid Ahmed. Jerin Tasneem.
Yes, ma'am.
Shihabuddin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one is skip here. Robiul Islam Shumon.
Yes, ma'am. Robil Islam Shumon.
The last one, Shariful Islam Ridoy.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Okay, can't see you, please, on your video, on your camera.
My
Shariful
camera is
Islam-
on, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay, now see. Okay, the total number of, out of 53, 8 students are absent today. I don't know
Ma'am,
who is that.
Redwan Ahmed, ma'am.
Redwan Ahmed Robin.
Yes, ma'am.
You could not respond when I call your name.
Yes, ma'am.
Any
Network.
more? Mahmoud Ahad Abedin. Please repeat your name.
I'm Rajaul Islam.
Rezaul Islam. Can tell your serial number. Rezaul Islam. So that identify
Ma'am,
your
ID is
verses.
16728.
Identify your Rezaul Islam. It's already given your attendance. Serial number is 6. Any more students who are absent?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. I hear you. So someone wants to say something, I don't know. Okay, the attendance is completed. Just I submit it. 7 students is absent today.
Ma'am.
Now let's move. Yes.
Mahmudul Hasan Shajib, ma'am.
When you give your attendance. Okay, I'll just see you next time. So maybe I could not discuss any more things today because it's almost last time. It's 11:39. We have another class. Some students have another class next session. So hopefully next class I will describe Lagrange's inverse interpolation method. Then whatever the other topic you can know in that time. So and another thing in next class I'll decide the midterm exam date. You know that 10 to 14th August we have to take the midterm exam date. So in between that we just take it only 2 days, maybe 10 and 11. 2 days you can decide which one is perfect for you. But other days we have no class with you. 10 maybe 10 maybe Tuesday and 11 maybe Wednesday.
11 is better for us.
11 August is
Ma'am,
better.
10.
Ma'am,
Oh, ma'am.
10.
Ma'am,
10,
10
ma'am.
is better, ma'am.
10 is better, ma'am.
11, ma'am.
11 is better.
Madam,
Okay,
11
one
is better.
thing. Let me finish. You just give the vote on Messenger. How many students select 10 and how many select 11? I think 11 is better for you because as we have more chapters are left, we can review or we can add according to the decision of our department. then we can discuss more things. If we get the more classes, that is better for you. Got the point?
And we take a vote session on our messenger. Then we can
Yes.
decide.
Okay, you can give the vote on messenger. And if it is 50-50, what happened? Because
Then
students
it
are
will
very
be
clever.
11.
So I know that you are very clever. It's just we will just keep it in 50-50. What's
Ma'am,
madam doing that?
then you should select the date, ma'am. No problem.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Thank you. So just I want to conclude the class today. If you have no questions, then I conclude it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you
Assalamu
all
alaikum,
to
ma'am.
attend the class. Allah Hafiz. Wa alaikum assalam.